Welcome to the Beyond Jiu-Jitsu podcast. This is episode 118. 118.
118.
Yeah.
I'm Adam Charles with Kieren Lefebvre. Today we're talking about healthy treats, snacks, all the good stuff that when you're like, God damn, I got a sweet tooth, but I don't want to be a fat piece of shit, or I'm cutting weight. Or
Maybe you are a fat piece of shit. You're in the right place.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I love you all. But not only are we talking about it, we are actually sampling. So if you are watching the video version, which is now available on Spotify.
Yeah, so you've got, you can see not just on YouTube now, Spotify has added a new feature recently-ish that you can...
About a year ago, but yeah, we'll say recent.
Hey, it's recent in...
We're slow.
The age of the universe, I don't know. Yeah, you can now have video on Spotify. So.
Yeah. So we have the video version on Spotify, which... You would probably know that if you're on Spotify. But the point of bringing that up is we have the treats here in front of us. We are actually going to be sampling a plethora, a smorgasbord, a buffet.
Well, it's a bit extreme. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of prep that went into this.
4 of which I made.
Well,
one of which Kieran's.
Now, I was saying this just before we recorded. Yes, Adam may have more variety, but I have more of my treats.
That's true.
I have a lot of treats.
A lot of the one treat. I hope it's good.
It is a good treat. I actually have these, which is why my fiance made them.
Yeah,
I didn't make anything.
No,
I was like, babe, you got to make me some treats for tomorrow.
Well, in your defense, you did have a bit of a derailment in preparation for this episode with quite the poppy pop of your ankle, which is funny if there's a podcast similar to ours that's coincidentally also called the Beyond Jiu-Jitsu podcast, and they recently had a physio on it, and he was asked, what is it when you get that really loud pop sound, like what's it mean?
Yeah.
I mean, so you could go listen to that, give you a better idea of what happened to your ankle.
You could, and I think that is episode 115.
And I believe you actually went and saw that physio
I did.
to have him investigate your ankle. So tell the people what happened, Kieren.
So if you haven't listened to that episode with Nick Batcher, the physio, he is our physio.
No one else's. Back off. He's ours.
He's ours. So you can't go see him. Anyway, I went and saw Nick about the ankle. So what happened was I was trying to break an armbar grip, and the grip break I was going for is when you weave your legs like across in between the C grip or like a gable grip, and then you like push and lever back extend. Did I explain that okay?
Not really. Great, but I think people get it.
Okay, so that grip break, everyone knows what I'm talking about. Hopefully. White belts are confused. And instead of like weaving my feet in across and levering back to break the grip, I decided that I was going to go for a cheeky kick and surprise my opponent. And I kicked as hard as I fucking could. So I don't do anything half-assed.
Yeah, so you didn't have your leg all the way through where your shin was going to be the thing pushing against his arm. It was the blade of your foot.
It was. And I ended up just toe holding myself, essentially. And the fucking pop
was very loud.
Man, it was like a gunshot. It was so loud, and I felt it as well. It was so loud.
I was standing near you guys, and I think I was changing the music or something. I was on Spotify, and so I didn't see it, but I was there, and man, and I heard it, and I had the speaker right next to my head, and I heard it well and truly over it, and I looked straight away, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And Ben, the guy you were with, who, was just like, because he did nothing. He was just like trying to not get armbarred. He's like, I didn't do anything. And you were like, screaming.
I was like, fuck. I'm very dramatic.
And I was like, what happened? I was like, and Ben's like, I didn't do anything. It was quite the pop, and you've got quite the puffy ankle today.
Yeah. So it's like, I got ice on it and everything, and I was like, it might be a 24-hour thing. The boys around, like Chad was like, you'll be back on the mats in no time, like 24 hours. I'm like, yeah, probably. And as I was walking to the car, I was like, oh shit.
I think you messaged me as soon as you got home, and you were like, this is way worse than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Because it was okay initially with the adrenaline, blah, blah, blah. It swelled up like a golf ball the next morning. I went and saw Nick. We did some range of motion. It's just a sprain, like it's a tear, like a ligament tear, not a full rupture, just a tear. But we're worried about the bone coming off with it as well, which sometimes happens. Regardless, I'm off for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. That sucks. And you're going to compete this weekend.
I was going to compete this weekend and in 4 weeks from now. So I've cancelled both of them. There's just no way. I can't prep for the one in 4 weeks. And even if I did, I would still be going in with an injured ankle. And that's just high risk.
Yeah.
Which I've done that before, but not as severe as this. So
yeah, you're hobbling big time. So you weren't able to make any snacks.
that was the point of the story. Yeah. Well,
that's all right.
I wouldn't have made them anyway. I would have still got my fiance to make them because I don't make any of my food. I'm a piece of shit.
But I got us covered. So
we getting the list?
No.
How are we going to do this?
This is going to do a quick little story, bro.
Oh, live on air. Holy shit.
Live story. So the people, there's Kieren's ugly face.
We're live on air. That's funny.
Just so we can see some of the snacks we got going on. It's not going to be relevant, right? Because it's not going to be synced up with when people listen to this episode, but it doesn't matter.
Little sneak peek. So how are we going to do this? We're going to talk about one at a time and then sample each of the treats. And then we're going to tell you what's in them and
are we going to be like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna chew.
ASMR.
Totally ASMR. You know they have specific ASMR like microphones that are shaped in ears. And the microphone.
Whoa, wait. Shaped in ears.
Yeah, they're shaped in. Okay, so ASMR, like the traditional ASMR, like or what it is now on Twitch, is these hot chicks wearing like bikinis licking these ear models that have microphones inside of them.
Ear models.
Yes. So the
like a model of an ear.
Yes. So it's an ear, right? Imagine.
And they're licking.
They lick it, and then like the microphone is placed inside the ear, like as though it is actually an ear, right? And then when you wear a headset, if she's licking the left one, you hear it in the left headset. If you lick right, and then it obviously because it's so close and it's the sound and the breathing and the whispering and the licking, it's fucking weird, man. People love it. Anyway.
That's so, man. All you have to do. I mean, I don't really watch Twitch, but for anyone who doesn't know what Twitch is, like it's like a streaming platform where you can watch people live. Typically, I believe it's. This could be wrong, but it's super well known in the video gaming community, and I believe it started as a way for you to watch, watch professional players or very skilled players stream their game and whatever. Yeah. But man, I don't know. I would say 90% of Twitch streams, it doesn't even matter what.
Chicks in bikinis.
Yeah. It's like chicks with cleavage out the wahoo, and it doesn't even matter what they're doing. Yeah. You know, there's this one that keeps popping up, this reel, like on YouTube Reels. It's just a chick in...
Be amaranth for sure. In a hot tub?
No. It's just a chick who is in a super cleavage shirt with no bra or anything playing golf, and it was just like she'd just like hit a golf shot, and it's like
see that one.
It's like there's no learning going on. This is not a golf instructional or whatever. And I was like,
I love that channel.
You can't even play golf.
Man, I didn't even know she was playing golf for the first fucking 48 hours. Okay, Anyway.
Yeah. So the idea for this is because I have a massive sweet tooth, like I'm sure a lot of people around have sweet tooth. I'm sort of, if I'm doing any nutrition plan, weight cut or anything
your nutrition
like that,
plan, I included dessert in your.
That's right. Yeah. Because it's way easier for me to go without hamburgers, pizza and, you know, chips and things like that, or fries, right? It's way easier for me to go without those things than it is for me to go without ice cream and chocolate and, you know, whereas some people are the other way, right? They don't really care for sugar at all, whether it's
all savory for them.
It's all savory, right?
I'm the same as you, man. I'm like, if I'm going for a snack, I'm not interested in savory snacks. I'm interested in the sweet stuff. Yeah. Chocolate specifically.
Yeah. So these are healthy treats to try to try sort of you know, deal with that urge when you're trying to be a bit healthier, whether it is just to be healthier or whether it is to weight cut or whatever. Yeah. And some of them, I'm sure, and as we'll get into it, this isn't necessarily a nutrition episode. We're not going to, there's no macros and everything and all that shit. We'll tell you the ingredients. We'll tell you the ingredients that's in them. Yeah. But there's also obviously some nutrition science-based reasons why these sort of scratch that itch, you know, and I'm sure we'll see a common theme as like similar ingredients across the board.
Yeah, totally. And then we can talk about like, you know, maybe targeted snacking for performance in nutrition. I can rant on that, and then how you would apply it if you wanted to use some of these snacks and like, okay, but can I have them every day? When's the best timing? So you can have your cake and eat it too.
That's right. Fuck, bro, let's go. I haven't had breakfast. Let's get stuck in.
All right. Which one do you want to try first?
Well, let's start with this one first, okay? So this is not necessarily, actually, this is...
So Adam's got a bowl with some sort of chocolatey porridge.
Yeah, so it's essentially overnight oats, right? So whether you consider this a snack or a dessert, it's kind of like chocolatey. And I guess...
Okay.
I assume every single thing here has protein powder in it.
Oh, okay.
Like I know my stuff does. I assume yours does as well.
I think so. I didn't make them.
Yeah, that's right.
No, they're made the same way every time. And I'm pretty sure they do, but they might not.
Well, regardless, right? I mean, if it's something that's got protein powder in it,
it's healthy.
But if it's like got chocolate protein powder, of course it's kind of going to be chocolatey. So this one has chocolate protein powder. So you could have it as whether it's a treat but it's actually overnight oats made for a breakfast. Mm-hmm. So why don't we try it first and then I'll tell you what's in it.
Sounds good to me. All right, here we go. We're trying live on air the overnight oats breakfast. Okay.
Wait, you're not allergic to... Nah.
Yeah.
So, Kieren, what do you reckon? Overnight oats. What? Hang on, you keep eating them.
It's a really good consistency.
You keep eating it. I'll tell you what's in it. So, obviously oats. It's got cacao powder. So not like hot chocolate mix, like, Dutch chocolate powder or whatever, that more sort of bitter one. It's got peanut powder, which is like peanut butter. It's essentially like dehydrated peanut butter. So it's just like a less fatty sort of thing. So it's got this peanut butter powder. It's got protein powder, specifically, I always mispronounce this one, but the casein one, just because of how it thickens up more. Greek yogurt, and then water is just for the consistency. So for example, this one is like a more of a yogurty consistency. If you put less water in it, it goes more sort of cake batter-ish. So it depends whether you like it, So for example, this has like 75 mils of water in it. If you put 50 mils, it's going to be way thicker and denser. Yeah. So that's just a personal preference thing. But yeah, it's got oats, cacao powder, peanut butter powder, protein powder, Greek yogurt, and then water for the consistency that you like. Perfect.
Yeah, I really like it. I think it's way better. Like I have overnight oats a lot of the time for breakfast, and it's actually in my nutrition plans on the BJJ Performance and Longevity course. Download now. So this is one of my fan favorites, not only for myself but for my nutrition clients. And this is a really, really awesome recipe. I've never actually put the yogurt in there before, but it works really, really well. And the peanut butter powder, man, it tastes really. It's fantastic. And not only is this a healthy snack, this is like a meal. This is a breakfast meal. Yes. I would put this on a nutrition plan.
Yeah, and like the actual quantities, if you follow the recipe, is so huge that the first time I had it, I couldn't eat it in one go. Yeah. So I make it for my wife, obviously the name suggests it, overnight oats. I'll make it the night before. So she's got it in the fridge ready for breakfast. And I actually halve the recipe because it's just too much for her. Like this one I make so often, I could tell you off by heart what it is. It's 25 grams of oats, 6 grams of cacao powder, 6 grams of peanut powder, 10 grams of protein powder, 75 grams of Greek yogurt, and then the water, 50 to 70 grams, depending on the consistency you want. But that's a half recipe, So if you make the full recipe, like it's huge. I think the full recipe works out to something like 500 calories, but it's like it's a filling meal. It's a massive breakfast.
Yeah, overnight oats are very filling because of the oats. But what we're looking for in a healthy breakfast, if you were like air quotes healthy, is not that this isn't. I'm just saying like that term is thrown around a lot. But we're looking for basically a even split between protein, carbs, and fats. Unless, of course, you're training in the morning, then I'd be leaning more heavily toward the carb and protein, and then have the fats after the workout. But yeah, so this ticks all the boxes.
And the thing I like about this one as well is that, being overnight oats, it's the idea is that it's a breakfast. You obviously could have this whenever. Like we don't have this here now, but one of the things that the healthy treats that I like is just yogurt. I saw you recently put a reel up talking about, that was a snippet of the longevity course, and it was, had a egg wrap for breakfast and steak and salad and whatever, and then it had a yogurt bowl with fruits and whatever. Like yogurt for me I love yogurt as a snack. Like I can eat so much yogurt.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a healthy ice cream is what I say to myself.
Yeah.
But if you're having this for breakfast, if you're someone like me who has such a sweet tooth, I could wake up at 6 a.m. and be like, oh, hello, chocolate cookie, and eat a chocolate. So I know some people cringe at having anything sweet, sugary, early. Like my mum's like that, man. She wouldn't touch no matter how healthy it is. If it's anything sweetish early in the morning, she won't go near it. But yeah, if you're someone who likes essentially cake for breakfast, this is kind of cake batter for breakfast.
It is, yeah. It's really good. Are we going to rank these in our favorite?
Yeah, all right. Why not? Okay.
Right,
well, obviously currently this is number one because you haven't had anything else.
Yeah, so what we'll do, instead of giving it a score or whatever, let's rank them as we go. And then at the end, we'll
okay, good idea.
readjust. So obviously, yeah, overnight oats is number one so far. All right. So which one do you want to try next?
So we'll go to another one of mine.
Yep.
Because you've got less, but we got more of yours. So
I got one snack.
Yeah.
One treat.
So this next one is definitely not everything except for this one that I made is kind of more treatish. This one is purely just a snack.
Okay.
And this one I'm more interested in actually from a nutrition point of view.
Okay.
If you say something like, bro, you're just kidding yourself eating that. Because what I was actually going to do, but I managed to make enough stuff, was bring in some of my favorite sort of store-bought protein bars and protein
I was going to do the
and
same.
things like that.
And then, yeah, it kind of
unfortunately,
got out of hand.
You busted your ankle up, and then I just got not behind because I'd made this stuff, but I didn't get to the shops, right? And plus we have enough snacks in here already. But I did want to bring some of my favorite sort of protein bars, and I was curious to you as someone who is a nutritionist, read the labels and see if you said to me, dude, you may as well eat a Mars bar. Because then what I would have taken from that was, well,
I'll just eat the Mars bar.
Yeah, I'm not going to go, don't buy these anymore. I'm going to just eat Mars bars.
Yeah, just to labor on that point, we can talk about it a little bit. Have you seen those? It came out a couple of years ago. They're like Mars bar protein bars.
Yeah, damn, they're good.
You may as well eat a Mars bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fuck right. All it is marketing, right? And they can sell them in supplement stores. And because of where they're selling them, what's on the label, and your association with that, it's not like they're hiding anything. It's just they're marketing it really well. And then you purchase it thinking you're doing something well by yourself, but it literally may as well be a Mars bar. Right. Don't think of it like a protein bar or a healthy treat. Think of it like you're indulging yourself and you just so happen to like these over normal Mars bars.
Right.
It's the same fucking thing.
So what about, while we're on that sort of topic, I'm not sure if this is an internationally known brand or not, but but domestically very big is Musashi, right?
Yeah. I think they're more of Australian.
Okay. So they're you walk into any chemist, pharmacy, supermarket, they have heaps of 20 different types of protein bars.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at the labels of them? Do you know off the top of your head
not
whether
specifically that brand, but they're all pretty much the same. I've looked at
and are they pretty much you may as well eat a Mars bar?
Depends on the brand or what you're looking at, but a lot of them, yes. But the thing is, it depends on why you want to have that protein bar. There's some that are very high in carbs, there's some that are very low in carbs. And a lot of the time, the thing that I'm most concerned about with the protein bars is not necessarily the macro profile. It's the ingredients that we're looking at. We're looking at very high vegetable oils. We're looking at some pretty shit ingredients. If you've ever had a protein bar and you feel sick to your stomach and you're like, fuck, this is, not making you feel good and you get the protein bar farts and everything like that. It's a thing. As a bit of an aside, because I'm a videographer, whenever I go on long haul trips with my business partner, because we have to go do a shoot 7 hours away or whatever, and we're driving, we used to just go to the store and buy car snacks, and it would just be protein bars and everything like that, because we still get duped. Oh yeah, we're doing the healthy thing. But man, two big dudes, like smashing 3 protein bars each in a 7-hour car ride. Oh my God, it's just fucking horrible. So we banned them. No more protein bars, no more protein cookies.
I remember when I was living in Canada and I was going snowboarding and, you know, the legit. Have you ever been snowboarding or skiing?
Skiing, yeah.
So like, you know, it can be a bit of a pain, the logistics of stopping at the cafeteria or whatever it's called up on the mountain, taking all your gear off to go in and have lunch or whatever. And it's usually just crappy food, McDonald's, or it may as well just be a food court. So I wasn't really into that. I would prefer to spend my time snowboarding and cut out the logistics of having to go through all that. So I would throw some protein bars just in my pocket, in my jacket, and so wherever I was on the mountain, I could just stop and have a break. But I was on the mountain one day and it was like a particularly cold day and I didn't really stop to think about it. But after being snowboarding for 3, 4, 5 hours or something, and I stopped to eat, and I was like, it's like I just had a protein bar in the freezer because it's like -10, and I tried to eat it. And I was like, I can't eat it. It's like rock solid.
I didn't think of that.
And I was like, fuck.
And one thing I will mention about protein bars in general, just be careful of like Cliff bars. Have you heard of Cliff bars?
Yeah.
So they're not protein bars, they're energy bars.
Yeah.
Very different. But because of marketing and what people, you know, associate packaged healthy, air quote, treats, they think protein bars. They're just full of carbohydrate for the specific reason to refuel you when you are, you know, on a cliff, rock climbing, whatever. You can reach in your pocket, smash like 30 grams of carbs in this one little bar and go for gold. So don't be confused. That's just carbohydrate. That's just sugar.
All right. So next one, you start chowing down this one, right? While I talk. So this is definitely more of a snack. So it is just like wrap bread. Sorry, bro. Might have made a mess on you. It's literally just like wrap bread that you would make a wrap out of. And it's literally just smeared with peanut butter and honey. Like, so this is something that if I'm just really craving essentially some carbohydrates and fat. Sorry, bro, it's pretty jam-packed. And it's not usually cut in half like it is now, which is making it drip everywhere. This is something that I really like to eat is because I find, and yeah, you could probably elaborate when your mouth isn't all pasty full of peanut butter. You could probably elaborate on the scientific, nutritional reasonings behind why the fats in peanut butter kind of sustain you, or at least I feel you do. Maybe I'm incorrect and it's just the bread from the wrap that's doing that. But I find I get carbohydrates and the fats from peanut butter, or it could be almond butter, right? Whatever sort of nut butter you wish. And so not a treat by any means. Doesn't make you, unless you're someone who doesn't eat sugar at all, the honey alone would feel like a treat. But it's something that I'll have as maybe an afternoon snack if it's in between those something.
Fuck, that's good, man.
I think it's literally a wrap with peanut butter and honey, and Kieren likes it more than the chocolatey oats by the sounds of it.
Oh, I'm a glutton for peanut butter and honey combo. So when I was competing in bodybuilding, I was an amateur bodybuilder for a while there. During comp day, it's important to keep your carbohydrates and your sugars specifically really, really high. That has something to do with like the look of the muscles. So you need to just be smashing sugar in between your bouts on stage because you're on stage multiple times, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so my favorite snack there was peanut butter and honey on a rice cake because it's just pure carbohydrate and fat, or peanut butter and jam on a rice cake. Same. And I got so obsessed with it that after the competitions, I would just have that, just absolutely smash anything to do with peanut butter and jam, peanut butter and honey, and it became a problem. So I had to ban peanut butter from my household for like a period of over a year because I was like addicted to it.
And now your fiance's allergic to peanut butter, so you can't even lapse back into...
No, I can't. So
how do you feel about peanut butter and chocolate, the classic Reese's Pieces? Are they
my favorite?
Are they a bit of a...
Yeah, two things I love in this world is peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah.
Man, so like, I think I've told this story before, and this is a true story. And don't hate me for this. Everyone listening, don't judge me. But when I got with my now fiance, when we were in the early dating stage, and I found out she was allergic to peanut butter. This was in the height of my peanut butter addiction. So Just need to clarify. I was a bodybuilder. I just finished like my last comp for the season, and the peanut butter addiction was like fucking off the charts. Found out she was allergic, like anaphylactic allergic to peanut butter. And I had to have the conversation with myself and my friend circle at the time, like, do I break up with her? Like, I don't know if I can. This may be a deal breaker because I was fucking obsessed with peanut butter. I spoke to one mate and he was like, man, I would. I'm not going to say who that is in case my fiance listens.
He's like, I've seen you, bro. I've seen you and your peanut butter. You should.
He was also very into peanut butter. He's like, man, I would end it like straight up. And another friend was like, what are you even talking about? Shut up. Like,
that's funny, because I also really like peanut butter and nut butters. But if I'm not caring about what I eat, like I can leave it, you know, like, I mean, I really like Reese's Pieces. It's the chocolate and peanut butter combination, but I'm never going to choose, I don't know, just like that sort of healthy treat of peanut butter, honey on a wrap over, over a Mars bar. You know, like I don't like peanut butter that much. I mean, I do. Yeah. I really, but if I'm cutting weight or if I'm just not eating that processed sugar sort of stuff, man, I will just demolish peanut butter. Yeah. Like, I don't know. What is it about the fats that then?
So fats are very satiating. Satiating meaning it keeps you full. Protein and fat together, very satiating. So protein is the most satiating macronutrient out of all the three. So if you've ever gone to a good example is Brazilian barbecue. Why you feel so full at Brazilian barbecue is because you're eating almost nothing but protein. And for those that haven't been, it's like they walk around with sticks of meat essentially, and it's all you can eat until like the meat just keeps coming and coming and coming, like it doesn't stop, right? And it fills you up so damn quick because it's just pure protein. You can't really overeat on steak. It's very difficult to, right? But with the combination between protein, fats, and carbohydrate, there's a dietitian that my fiance follows, and she calls it the hunger, I think it's called hunger busting combo, which I really like that. So it's the combination of all three macronutrients together with the proteins, the carbs, and the fats that make you feel so full. So when you have nothing but like carbs, right? And you feel really hungry, 20 minutes later, you might smash a whole bunch of carbs, but then you still feel hungry. It's because carbs, particularly sugars, are not satiating. They run through your system incredibly quickly. You absorb them into your bloodstream and it's gone. It's like eating thin air, right? And certain foods in the food industry are designed specifically to do that, to make you feel hungry.
Yeah.
And so the difference is when you add in that peanut butter, it's got protein and it's got all that fat, which fills you up.
Are there many carbs in a banana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a standard banana has about 27-ish carbs.
So this is one of we don't have this here today, but this is one of my favorite breakfasts if I'm, just in general, I really like this breakfast, but yeah, especially again, if I'm wanting to be healthier or cutting weight or something. So the way that I make a protein pancake, and it's probably similar to how most people make it, but I'll just mash a banana. So 1 banana, 1 scoop of protein powder, and 1 egg. Mix it all together, cook that pancake, and then I'll put peanut butter on top of it once it's cooked. God damn, it's good, man.
Sounds great.
Kieren's like, why isn't that here?
Yeah, what the hell? Well, when you said healthy snacks, I was like going through, like I was really excited for this episode. And
Kieren was like, I'm going to get some celery sticks out with some peanut butter.
That's the thing. Like I thought about like, I'll bring in actual snacks I eat. And then yesterday I was like, hang on a minute. That would be like fucking rice cakes, a bit of almond butter, nut butter, and like a tiny squirt of honey or something. That's a snack that I have. Or like these wheat fucking biscuits, and again like nut butter or something, or like
it's like some dry wheat bix.
Yeah, literally wheat bix or something like that. And then I was like, fuck it, that's not really, you're not gonna want to eat that. Or like literally just an apple. An apple and a protein shake.
Bring a fucking apple.
It's like, there's your fucking healthy snack, Adam. What do you think? Where does it rank? But that's what I actually have if I'm going to have snacks. I'm not like a real big snack person anyway, because I have like larger meals spread out, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so it doesn't really make for good viewing or listening. So I was like, oh shit, I suppose this is my carb balls here. Carb balls. The carb balls. The best thing that I have.
So do you currently outrank the peanut butter honey wrap over the?
So this is not fair. It's probably going to win because that's like my favorite combination.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, it does definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. So oats is now number 2 for me, and we'll just call it wrap.
Number 1
is number 1, and I don't think it's going to be dethroned because I haven't had peanut butter in fucking a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other 2 things I have made have peanut butter in them too.
Sensational.
So. All right, let's go on to describe yours. I'm going to eat this.
Right. So
you don't even know what's in it.
Man, I do, sort of. I asked my, it sounds so bad. It's like my fiance doing my homework for me. I asked her to send me the answers, but she forgot. Okay, so I know sort of what's in it. It's got cacao powder, a protein powder, mixed up in with some oats, so they're all blended, and then you have non-mixed oats to hold the consistency. It's got dark chocolate pieces in it, like little dark chocolate. You know, what do you call
chocolate
those? Like
chips.
Drops. Oh, okay, chips. Yeah, fuck. It's got chocolate chips, everyone. They're dark chocolate chips. Fuck. What else is in it? Let me have a look.
That tastes about what's in it.
That's about it.
Good.
And I think there's honey in it as well, like to hold it all together. So these aren't the most pretty looking. They look pretty, wonky.
It looks like she wasn't happy that you asked her to make them for her.
This is how they always look.
So she's never happy that she has to make these. No, they're good.
No, so the look of them isn't like a smooth, like store-bought protein ball. They actually look pretty funky, but they taste really good. And I smash a fuckload of these.
They are good.
They're pretty much just carb filled. There's not a whole lot of fat involved in these snacks.
No, because obviously they're again, Julia being allergic to peanut butter, there would be no peanut butter in there.
Yeah, no peanut butter, peanut butter powder. You could add
almond butter, right?
Yeah, you could add almond butter or peanut butter to these if you're going to replicate these. But a lot of the time, whenever Julia makes these, I have them in combination with a meal. So I have like 4 of these.
4 of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like it's not that's an absurd number. Like I can eat 4 blocks of chocolate, but I just, anyway, that's like with a meal.
Yeah.
So I just think that's funny to be like, oh yeah, so I have like my steak, my salad, my chips.
And then this is my dessert.
like
Yeah, straight up, this is what I have. But if I was to use these in a meal, I'd make like a little breakfast out of it, like a little thing I'll explain. So 4 of these, a protein shake or like a protein smoothie and like 2 apples. And that would be breakfast. Yeah, and then I'd go to the gym like an hour later, because it's mostly that would be like, hey, I'm training in the morning, or like mid-morning. This is what I have.
Does an apple a day actually keep the doctor awake here?
Yeah, if you throw it at him.
Fuck
off. So the thing with fruit, right? Fruit has gotten a bad rap in some circles because of it's just carbohydrate, it's just sugar, right? But the thing is, it's fructose sugar, and I've spoken about fructose before, like a long time ago, so it bears repeating. There's a difference how your body processes the monosaccharide of fructose compared to like table sugar, right? It's the way that your body metabolizes it is different. It treats it differently, so it doesn't spike your insulin as high in some people. Now, there was a famous study referred to as the banana cookie study, and it showed that some people have a very high insulin spike in response to eating a banana, and a moderate response to eating a cookie, or lower relative to the banana. And other people have a very high insulin response to the cookie versus the banana. So it just goes to show that when you say
why a banana and not another piece of fruit?
Because that was the fruit that was chosen, Adam. That was the fruit that was
chosen one.
It was the chosen fruit. Maybe more people like bananas. I don't know, but they chose banana. And yeah, so it just goes to show that everyone is individual, and your body's response to food is individual. There are some universal truths, like trans fat, for example. Avoid it. That's bad for everyone. Like, you're not going to metabolize trans fat.
You can't say that on air.
Trans fat. No, Adam. No, Adam. We're going to get cancelled, bro. We're going to go the way of Yee. Fucking... Previously, Kanye West. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, so I've totally derailed my thought, but I like having the apples, maybe these carb balls and a protein shake, and then I'll go to the gym or exercise or whatever, and then have a meal after it, or I'll have that and like 30 minutes to an hour later, I'll have a full meal. So that breaks my fast. with simple liquidy, meal like a protein smoothie and some apples, and then that primes my body ready for the larger meal, which contains all 3 macronutrients.
Can you give us a simple, like a couple of good fruits and a couple of bad fruits? Like, are there fruits that, like, because they're not all the same, right? Are there some fruits that are better than others that you'd be like, look, these are better fruits for you to eat if you're trying to be healthy, and these ones are shit, or they're kind of, it's muchness.
It really depends. So there is difference between fruit. They're not all, they're not all universally the same, right? There are different qualities between them. Now, there are no like specific unhealthy fruits. What becomes unhealthy is if you're eating them in too large of quantities, or if you're having the juice variant. Never have fruit juice. Fruit juice is not healthy. You may as well have a Coca-Cola. It's the exact same thing. I think most people know that by now, but it's because the reason fruit is not unhealthy for you and that fruit juice is because when you have fruit, it's combined with fiber. When you have fruit juice, there is no fiber. So you're taking...
Does that include fruit juice, we're talking about like the juicing machine that liquefies and separates all the fiber and everything from the liquid. When you say fruit juices, are you also including like smoothies?
Yeah.
So that's also unhealthy.
Well, if you just had... So this is a debate, and there's actually been research associated with this. Banana smoothie, for example. Everyone loves a banana smoothie.
Damn straight.
The longer and the faster your blender or your food processor is, the longer / faster you process the banana, the less healthy it becomes.
Yeah, right. So if you have like a banana and an apple and some blueberries, and you eat them versus chucking them into a blender.
Yeah.
And even though you don't remove anything, it's not like a juicer that filters out scraps. The liquid version would be less healthy.
Yes, because you're breaking down the fiber. Yeah, right. Yeah, and it's the combination between the fructose and the fiber that is more healthy. But like I mentioned, like your body processes fructose different. However, it's still going to spike your insulin because it's still a simple sugar. Yeah. Still a monosaccharide, meaning that it's not connected with anything. Like the reason complex carbs are called complex is because the molecules themselves make up these complex webs of combined carbohydrate molecules. And it takes your body a long time to break up those molecules and get access to the simple sugars. Your body's trying to break it down into sugars. And funnily enough, this is pretty well common knowledge, but it extends the point, is people with allergies to dairy that have lactose intolerances. It's because their body cannot break the bond between the disaccharide, which is lactose. So they get flatulence because they can't break it down, right? And then when you take something like lactase, the counteracting medicine, if you will, that enables people with lactose allergies to have dairy, it's because they're ingesting that enzyme that breaks down lactase. But it's the same sort of thing. So fruit is healthy.
So how many watermelons can I eat?
So watermelon is an interesting one, right?
Because yes, I fucking love watermelon.
So watermelon, when we look at our body's response to carbohydrates, to ingesting carbs, specifically for fruit, your body is going to have a different response to the different foods, and that's known as a glycemic index. You've probably heard of this, the GI. GI is important for people with diabetes because they need to monitor what this food is going to do to their insulin. So when you ingest carbohydrates, your body in response spikes your insulin. Insulin is secreted by the pancreas in response to what you're ingesting, i.e. the carbohydrates or food in general, but here we're talking about carbohydrates. And what this does is the insulin binds to receptors on your cells, which enables that sugar to be shuttled in and utilized, which is an important thing. However, what happens in people that have too much sugar or that are overweight or have type 2 diabetes is they become what's known as insulin resistant. And if you've heard that term but don't understand what it means, I'm not a scientist, but my simplification of it is that your body is resistant to that binding of the insulin to your cells. Therefore, your cells do not let in that sugar because it's just too much. They're full. So it becomes resistant. So therefore, your body needs to secrete more and more insulin, and then it becomes more and more resistant. Yeah, so it's a self-licking ice cream. It's a cycle, and then all this sugar builds up. You get really high blood sugar levels. That's what high blood sugar means. There's high levels of sugar in your blood. Low blood sugar, low levels of blood sugar in your blood, right? So
Back to the watermelon.
Back to the watermelon. When we look at the GI of watermelon, it is very high compared to other fruits. It's actually 70 or 70 something off the top of my head, which compared to like an apple, I think an apple off the top of my head is like 40. Right. The reason is that apples have a lot more, have a lot less sugar per gram, and they have more fiber than watermelon. However, when we look at watermelon, like if you blended watermelon versus blending an apple, watermelon is going to be, air quote, less healthy. But if you eat watermelon, it's very difficult to overeat on watermelon, right? Because it's like eating water.
Yeah,
you have to eat a lot of fucking watermelon to get the equivalent carbohydrate to eating an apple. So the point is, it has a high GI index, so glycemic index, but its net result is lower because you need to eat a lot of it.
Yeah, right. And the average person doesn't eat 2 watermelons or whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. What if, so I knew this girl who is probably on her way to becoming a serial killer because she eats the rind of watermelon.
That's disgusting, man. You need to seek medical help.
Yeah.
I cannot help you.
There's probably a lot of fiber in it though, isn't there?
It's like eating the skin of a banana, man. That's like fucking
gross. I would eat the skin of a watermelon over the skin of a banana.
Yeah, me too.
I can't imagine
eating the skin of a banana is actually poisonous.
Oh, really?
I think so. I could be making that shit up.
But even if it wasn't, just I couldn't. I would eat the skin of I think just about any fruit over the skin of.
What about the skin of a kiwi?
I was about to say I would eat the skin of. I know someone who eats the skin of kiwi.
That's pretty common because it is edible. You can eat it.
I would eat that over the skin of. I can't think of a fruit. I would eat the skin of a rock melon or a cantaloupe over.
Okay, obviously you'd eat the skin of an apple, right?
Never. I can't think. I mean, I peel my grapes. No, I don't.
You would. Yeah.
I can't think. I would eat the skin of a orange, anything over the skin of a banana.
Yeah. But to answer the question, you asked me like, what's the healthiest fruit? Well, you said least healthy, but to reverse that, what's the healthiest? Probably dark berries.
Dark berries, as in blueberries, blackberries. Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought it's a banana. I don't know why.
No, it would definitely be the berries.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Just because of they're known for having a lot of antioxidants.
Yeah,
right?
antioxidants, different phyto chemicals. So yeah, they're very
right. Okay,
very healthy.
Fuck.
And they're low in GI as well.
Right. So for me, I think these rank. For me, these are now number 1.
Wow.
Well, because I'm more of a chocolatey, treaty person than just peanut butter.
Well, they do have
honey.
chocolate chips in them.
Yes, they do.
Which you could probably do.
No, they're staying.
Okay, cool.
And then the oats, and then the peanut butter thing. That's where I'm at. So you've still got your peanut butter sandwich at the top. That's for sure.
100% the peanut butter sandwich.
You're like, it's not fucking moving.
It's not budget, man. It's cemented.
And then the last one here, we've just got a spoon with peanut butter on it. Kieren's like, number 1.
Number 1. Yeah, so the peanut butter and honey wrap is clearly number 1 for me. I'm going to put the Julia's carb balls at number 2. Now, I really like your overnight oats. They're way better than the ones I make. Julia makes. Clip that. Oh, sorry, Julia. She's going, well, fuck you. I'm not making that anymore. I can't criticize her food because she's got the trump card of well, fucking make it yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's such a hard spot to be in. What was me?
All right, so
oh shit,
we're on to the last 2. So these are also protein balls. So we got 2 different ones. Which one would you like to try first?
Let's go this one.
Okay, this is my favorite.
Okay,
so you chow down on it, and I'll tell you what's in it.
All right, I'm going to mute my mic so people don't have to listen to my chewing.
So it's got peanut butter, oats, protein powder, honey, chia seeds, coconut oil, dark chocolate chips, and then it has some dried coconut just on the outside to stop it being super sticky. Same with the other one we're going to eat. It's just got coconut on the outside just so it's a bit easier to handle because otherwise it's super sticky. Now, these are a bit drier than usual.
Lots of peanut butter, yeah?
Heaps of fucking peanut butter, bro.
I could taste it.
Because they're a little bit, I'd made these quite a while ago, so they've been sitting in the fridge. They're
for 2 months.
Oh, yeah, and some mold. Yeah, that's good.
Healthy.
Yeah, like these. So originally they didn't have coconut oil in them, and then I found them way too dry. So then I added the coconut oil, and it just made them these I can smash. I love these. Kieran's over there just like, oh, my mouth's so dry.
No, they're good.
What do you reckon?
Is it awkward because we're both eating at the same time now? We didn't plan this out.
No. It doesn't matter. Chew faster, bro.
I'm fucking chilling, bro. I'm out of coffee. It was very sticky.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty much like a spoonful of peanut butter.
So all of those ingredients that you listed, with the exception of the peanut butter, it's just this to me is a peanut butter delivery vehicle.
So you're saying remove the oats, the protein powder, the honey, the chia seeds, the coconut oil, the choc chips, and the coconut.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, you don't need all that shit to get peanut butter in my mouth.
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of like rice cakes. Peanut butter and rice cakes, the rice cake is serving as a delivery vehicle for the peanut butter.
Yeah, but hang on. You're getting carbs from the oats. You're getting protein from the protein powder.
Look, you go.
Chia seeds are good for you, right?
Yeah, they're good. They're seeds. Do you know why? Well, let me rephrase.
No.
What macronutrient would be high in chia seeds?
The seed variant. I don't know. Fucking
seed variety.
Fiber? I don't know.
Fiber, yeah, definitely fiber. Fat. Very high in fat.
Chia seeds are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. You would
Seeds
know
in general. Anytime you think seeds and nuts, just think high fat. Really high fat.
Right.
So again, peanut butter, it comes from peanuts, tree nuts, very high in fat.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but I mean, I guess the point I'm saying is there's more going on than just peanut butter in here.
Oh, definitely. They're very good. Yeah. I rank them. They're number 2.
Yes.
They're number 2 for me.
They don't take the sandwich, but you know.
No, because that's just pure peanut butter.
I can't believe that like is on the top. I honestly can't.
Would you have predicted that?
No, I mean, I know you love peanut butter. I've known for a long time. But yeah, I was not expecting that just something that I have as a almost, I don't want to say a last resort, but I mean, it's not,
just a throw together.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man.
Peanut butter and honey, man. That I knew too.
Fuck. Yeah, true.
Well, let's go straight into the last one then, because it's similar-ish.
I have to ask, what peanut butter are you using?
That's a good question. So I usually buy the, hang on. Instead of saying a specific brand, so it makes more sense to international listeners, only ones that the ingredients just say 100% blended peanuts.
So
right?
ingredients 1, peanut butter.
That's
2,
right. Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. So maybe if I don't know, if I'm somewhere else, they don't have the one I want or whatever, the lowest, air quotes, quality one I'll go is one that says ingredients, peanuts, and salt. But ideally, I don't even get the ones with salt. Ideally, it's the ones that just say. So, for example, at least here in Australia, I believe they have this internationally as well, like Kraft, or like in the US, I think they have that kangaroo one, like Skippy or
Skippy Jif
or whatever.
Yeah,
none of that shit, bro.
That's not peanut butter. The risk of insulting all of our international, specifically the US and North America in general. Jif is not peanut butter. That shit is atrocious. It's just sugar.
So, there's multiple brands that are just peanuts. There's one, I can't remember
Mavis.
the name. Mavis is the one that usually I'll buy.
Yeah,
but I think these are made with a different one that we tried just because it was...
It's the same thing. It's natural peanut butter. We're talking natural. So to get an indication of whether you have a quality peanut butter, you should have all the oil sitting at the top when you first crack it.
100%.
And then you mix it up.
Yeah.
You should have that separation.
Yeah,
if it's solidified... It's not real peanut butter.
If it's homogenous,
consistency is smooth.
Yeah, no,
bro, you've bought the wrong thing. You're eating Jif or something.
Yeah, but like you said, look at the ingredients. If there's one ingredient, max 2, and that second ingredient should be salt. If anything, but typically it's just nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're seeing things like soy lectin, emulsifier 425. Sugar.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
You bought the wrong product.
Yeah. No, so it's all one of those peanut butters that we use. All right, so last one is similar. This one, chow down.
Describe it.
So typically made with almond butter, but I'd run out, so this one has peanut butter again.
Wait, did everything you brought today have peanut butter?
Well, no, the oats had peanut butter powder. Yeah, so this one's supposed to be made with almond butter. So... But yeah, it's almond butter, almond meal, which is like that flour that's made from almonds, protein powder, maple syrup, chocolate, cacao powder as well, peppermint extract, chocolate chips, and again, coconut just to coat it, because these are sticky as fuck. These are the worst things to roll into a ball. They almost feel, they're almost like you could imagine that they could have been made with dates, you know, when you get like fresh dates and, you know, puree them essentially, are used in a lot of healthy treats as well, aren't they?
Yeah. You really brought some sticky balls here, bro. That's good. It's got a bit of like
these ones
chip crunch.
These ones are my wife's. These ones are Hanada's favorite. She fucking loves them, which annoys me because they're so annoying. They're so sticky, bro. To roll them into balls are an absolute nightmare.
I thought you'd be an expert at handling balls.
Hey, I didn't say I wasn't good at it.
That's such a convenient joke. Man, these are good. I like them.
They're very.
What's the chocolate in it again? So cacao?
So it's got a chocolate protein powder, but as well as cacao powder.
And it's got a lot more cacao powder.
I can't remember the quantities.
Yeah, it's very chocolatey. It tastes very chocolatey, and like I can barely even taste the peanuts, the peanut butter. It's very like...
Yeah, it actually, to be honest, I think it tastes better with almond butter than peanut butter.
Okay.
And this one, you know, so, you know, like peppermint or mint extract,
yes.
you know, so it's got that in it.
Yeah.
But that's obviously something that you got to be careful because, you know, you put 3 drops too much and it's just this rank, you know, really fake peanut.
Yeah,
sort of
it's
thing.
the same with
and I believe we even had some fresh mint leaves in there too, because we just
French leaves.
because we just happen to have some. And
yeah, I can taste the mint. That's right. Yeah, I really like those.
So yeah, it's a classic combination, right? Like chocolate and mint.
Yeah, man, yeah, really good. Shit, this is difficult. So now that we have everything, I'm just thinking about ranking.
So I'll tell you, I'll go my ranking.
Okay, go your ranking.
So I'm going to go with the peanut butter balls, number 1. They're my favorite.
Okay.
Then I would say...
Let's make a new list here.
Second and third... Well, no, I'm going to give Julia's one's number 2.
Are you just being polite? She's not here, right?
No, they'll go number 2. It would slip to number 3 without the chocolate chips, because there's some generous choc chips. Like the choc chips in my ones was Lindt chocolate, like cut really fine. Don't think dark chocolate, obviously.
Yeah.
But cut really fine. So you actually can't even tell really there's chocolate chips in there. Whereas these ones are like the full like chocolate buds.
Yeah, man, yeah.
So that gives it number 2. Okay. Like I really get that I'm eating chocolate.
Yeah, oh yeah. And it gives it a good crunch.
Yeah. Then I'm going to go the mint balls, then the oats, and then the throw together peanut butter. It's just a peanut butter and honey sandwich, bro.
Fuck. Okay, so this is my ranking is unfair because I have some sort of mental tick and like weird association with that specific combination.
If literally I just had a spoon with peanut butter on it, and like a drop of honey, would that take the sandwich place, or do you want the carbs from the wrap?
we need something because like it gets a bit sticky because then you're like like you know trying to mow it down. But when at the height of my borderline problem,
just eat it.
I would eat it out of the jar.
Yeah, like what people do with Nutella.
Yeah, or I'd get rice cakes and literally just fucking smother it. And peanut butter, for those, if you don't know, it is incredibly calorically dense. So many calories. Like calorically dense just means like how much calorie per volume, right? And in terms of nuts, particularly when they've been made into a nut butter, they are so goddamn high in terms of caloric density.
Is there a healthier nut butter over another one?
So it depends. Like depends on who you speak to. Apparently, peanuts in general aren't super great. So almonds, I think, are ranking higher, but it depends on the individual. There's nothing wrong with natural peanut butter, but you don't want it to be a staple in your diet. It should be a sometimes food.
Really? Fuck that shit.
Yeah, you shouldn't be eating peanut butter every day, but if you do, that's fine. Depends on the quantity. There's
probably a lot of stuff I shouldn't do or have every day that I do.
But see, if you measured peanut butter out in terms of its how many calories are in it, like if you have it
tiny.
Oh yeah, if you have it in a nutrition plan, it's generally going to be depending on obviously the nutrition plan, but you're looking at around like just to throw a number out there, like 20 to 25 grams of peanut butter, right? So say argument's sake, it is 25 grams. If you're curious to see what 25 grams of peanut butter looks like, measure it, weigh it. weigh out 25 grams of peanut butter. You'll look at it and then you'll be sad. You'll be like, what the fuck? It is half a teaspoon. Tablespoon.
Yeah, right.
It is half a tablespoon. You know,
What about
or like a very small tablespoon.
Are you a fan of ABC spread?
Is that almond?
Brazil
nut
and cashews.
Yeah. Yeah. But you got to be careful with Brazil nuts. If you eat more than 2 a day, it's toxic.
No.
Straight up, bro.
Dude, I've had times where I've eaten like 20 Brazil nuts in a day.
Bro, no.
Like, how could they sell something that you can just literally go buy a kilo of them and there's no warning on the label that says if you eat more than 2, it's toxic?
Okay, counter argument. Canned tuna. There's no warning label. Don't eat more than 2 cans of this, or like whatever the recommended.
What happens if you
is,
eat
like
more
4
than
cans
2?
a week?
Dude, like you buy trail mix and it'll have multiple.
Dude, I don't know off the top of my head what toxin it is, but it's very well known that Brazil nuts are toxic. Like, we're doing a quick Google because we do not have a Jamie. Brazil nuts toxic.
How many?
It's 2. It's 2 to 3.
How many?
Why you should never ever binge on Brazil nuts. Live strong. First hit. Okay, let me read this. Brazil nuts are a good source of protein, dietary fiber, blah, blah, blah. However, they contain a potentially toxic compound that, if ingested in more than the recommended amount, could lead to health risks, including poisoning. Learn why you should never, ever binge on Brazil nuts. Selenium.
Yeah, that's right. To avoid consuming too much selenium, limit your intake to 1 to 3 Brazil nuts per day.
Yep. Yeah, bro. Yeah, you should not be eating that, like 20 fucking Brazil nuts, dude. That's super bad.
So what is selenium?
I think it's a metal. It's a metal, I believe.
Selenium. And a chemical element.
Yeah. Chemical element.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it really fucks up your immune system and your thyroid.
Okay, that's actually good information because I imagine I am not the only person who wouldn't have known that, because you'll buy a trail mix with multiple Brazil nuts in it and you
got to be very careful. It's very dangerous. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
You got to be careful. And it's the same with like having too many cans of tuna. Like one time I've told this story before, but when I was in Darwin in the Navy, I lived on base and I was going through this mad, like, this is just before I started bodybuilding. So I was like on a mad, like, get jacked phase, right? And I was eating around 8 cans of tuna a day. I did that for 3 months and I got mercury poisoning.
Did you actually?
Yeah. Well, not like I didn't have to do anything for it. They're just like, no fish for you, because I was getting muscle twitches. My eye would twitch. Like, my eyes were twitching for hours, bro. I had muscle twitches that lasted for hours. I was getting like lightheaded, all these headaches, all these fucked up symptoms. And I was like, ooh, I've been eating a lot of tuna.
While we're on this topic, this is a bit little off topic and I don't want to, obviously anytime you give, and I remember we did an episode before about vitamin supplements, blah, 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 you know, and you're like talking about vitamin D and you're saying like, look, this is something you want to be careful, you know, consult with doctors and blah, blah, blah. So I had a doctor, you know, I was at the doctor recently, actually, only like a month ago or something. And to do with something that the particular medication thing or whatever, he said, I want you to get fish oil capsules, right? And he's like, the Blackmore's one, they were 1,000 milligrams or whatever they are or something. And on the bottle, it says to take, I think, 2 a day.
How many was he telling you to take?
And on it says for people who don't eat fish 2 to 3 times a week, which I don't. I maybe eat fish once a week, something like that. And even then, it's not necessarily a super oily fish, or I don't.
It's like white fish.
It's like whatever. I don't go out of my way to eat it. Anyway, he's telling me to take 6 a day.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was just curious if you were going to be like, well, I mean, he's a doctor.
Yeah.
So, but I was curious to if you were going to say, man, fuck, like, no, man, that's equivalent to the 8 cans of tuna.
Yeah. No, that's totally fine. And a few years ago.
I'm also quite a big dude, right? Like, I'm 100 kilos. It's not like I'm a 40 kilo female and he said take 6 a day. That would, I assume, be, you know, proportionally different to a 100 kilo guy taking 6 a day.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. No,
it's quite inconvenient though to have to take 6 fucking
smash them all in one go.
Dude, what fits down your throat?
I can smash 6 fucking fat capsules.
You know, the first time I ever had fish oil capsules was with a friend of mine. His name's Eden, and I unfortunately don't get to see him very often anymore. Eden's irrelevant to this story, but
Eden's relevant.
But Eden's he's deaf, and funnily enough, like I I didn't grow up with him, but through my teenage years, grew up with him. He wasn't like a from birth friend, but he's like friend of mine and my brother's. And so I used to speak sign language and everything growing up. And my brother, who's still good friends with Eden, and so am I just don't see him very often. My brother actually then went into that field and now works as an interpreter so like he'll, if a deaf person needs to go to a doctor or something, like he'll go along. Now a lot of it's done through Zoom due to COVID, but he's going to Japan next year for 2 months and he'll work remotely the whole time from Japan doing Zoom. So he'll go into medical consults and he'll interpret and everything. So that's what he does, right? My brother does. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, the first time I had fish oil capsules, Eden gave them to me and he, I don't know what I would have been, 15, 16, whatever. And he told me that they're like vitamin C tablets and you chew them.
Oh, you bastard.
And I chewed this fish oil tablet and that obviously exploded in my mouth. And I was just like, what?
Eden's a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, that's crazy.
And it was gross.
Yeah.
And then only just like yesterday or the day before, Atlas, my 3-year-old, was like, he was like, and he's like, can I have one? I'm like, no, you can't. And he's 3, so he likes to play or whatever. And I was like, here, give it to me. And he just like squished it and squirt it in my face. And I was like, oh, fuck.
Disgusting.
Yeah, anyway, so fish oil.
Should I
back to your ranking?
Let's
so peanut butter sandwich, number 1 for Kieren.
Okay, yep. So the peanut butter sandwich, number 1. Why not? Peanut butter and honey. Don't forget that. Ooh, I'd probably say your peanut butter balls are number 2.
They're pretty good.
So we got what we got remaining: the
choc balls,
choc mint balls,
Julia's
carb balls, overnight oats. You know what? I'm gonna go on a limb, and I'm gonna say Julia's balls number 3.
Yep.
Overnight oats number 4, and the mint balls last. But they're very good. So like I'm impressed with all of these. I thought there would at least be one where I'm like, but no, they're all very good. I thought the
sandwich was like it's funny, in preparation of this, Kieren was like, man, like, cause his ankle and everything, he didn't have time to, prep because of this last minute injury. And it was like, man, I got these like protein balls and like, I can put some almond butter on a rice cake. And I was like, yeah, do it. I'm bringing a gimme one as well, which was my peanut butter sandwich thing.
It's the fucking number 1. It's the tits, bro. I fucking smashed that shit all day. And you've so awakened something deep inside of my brain. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like if you're, not to relay my food obsession with something as sinister as like a drug addiction, but imagine if you're hooked on heroin and then someone gave you a little dose, you'd be fucking well into the trench again. I'm just glad.
There was enough peanut butter there that are you circling back to the thought of breaking up with Julia?
No.
No, it's I'm not thinking about it. It's done. Decision made.
Already sent her the text. Because that's how I would end it. A marriage, an engagement with a text. To summarize, here we go. So the first one we tried was overnight oats. And wow, we both ranked it number 4.
Yeah, what did I put number last? Oh, the sandwich.
The sandwich, yeah. So
ours were the same, except just I had the sandwich last and you had the sandwich first.
So to go in the order that we tried things, overnight oats, both 4. The wrap, I put that as number 1. You put that as last, which is blasphemy. Julia's carb balls, I said number 3. You said number 2. Brownie points with Julia. The peanut butter balls, I put number 2. You put as number 1. So we're both pretty similar there. And the choc mint balls, I put last, and you put number 3. But the thing is, I was gonna put them higher than the overnight oats, but I like thinking back to it. It's a little bit of recency bias, you know what I mean? That was the last one I tried, and the overnight oats was the first one. So if I tried them next to each other, I think I would have gone with the overnight oats over it.
They're good. The oats really are good.
Yeah, they're really good.
And like you can easily, it being a breakfast thing, you can easily, chop up some banana or the dark berries. You throw some blueberries on top.
You could add some granola on top or something like that.
Whatever.
Yeah, totally.
It's really versatile. It's really a blank canvas. Do whatever you want. So as a whole, obviously, we're not going into the specifics because obviously it depends on quantities and everything.
You're going to ask me which one's the healthiest?
No, not which is, but as a whole, just based on giving you the ingredient list, not the quantities, as a whole, pretty healthy treats, right?
Yeah, definitely. Good options, really good options. If I was to rank them, I would say that overnight oats are definitely the best option because they are a blank canvas. You're right. You can change the quantities. They're very versatile, and it is a very healthy, stable, satiating breakfast that if you're looking for a quick breakfast option that you just can grab and go, overnight oats are a really awesome option.
Would you say they're also a good option, like if you're having that afternoon snack or something?
You can have them whenever. Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Midnight snack.
Well, yeah, totally. You can have a little bit of something. Yeah, so overnight oats are good for busy people that maybe they transit to work in the morning. You can have this, on your transit, obviously 2 hands on the wheel, but I can't recommend anything outside of that. But they're really good grab and go for busy people that just don't want to fuck around cooking a breakfast or something like that. Yeah. But if you do want to cook a full English breakfast, go for it. So I would definitely rank them as number one in terms of that would be my pick out of this whole list. If that would definitely be my pick. And the wrap probably last. The wrap's probably the least healthy out of everything. I love it. There's not a lot going on there. You got carb based processed wrap with honey and peanut butter. Not much needs to be said. And then I'd probably say that Julia's carb balls are probably fourth in terms of they're not quite as bad as the wrap, but they're good. Don't get me wrong. But the two peanut butter combination, because you just have so much going on. In the meatballs, you had the chia seeds in there. You had the coconut oil, which is high in saturated fat, but it's okay, as a once a week thing or whatever. And the peanut butter balls, obviously a vehicle to deliver the peanut butter, but they got a lot going on in there. You have the carbs, the fats, the proteins. So these two would probably be somewhat equal.
Yeah. Oh man, it all is very satiating. We didn't eat a huge quantity of food.
Yeah, I feel like I had breakfast.
Yeah.
We still have heaps of balls left. Shout out.
You didn't even eat one, bro.
No, I know what they taste like.
I knew what everything else tasted like, but I didn't have
it
breakfast.
because it's I'm just going to put these back in the fridge, man. These weren't going anywhere.
You're not even. I'm going to leave and you're just going to be like,
oh, yeah. No, I've had my breakfast. See, I'm not a big breakfast person anyway. I fast until at least 10. So I suppose that's when my breakfast is, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get coffee in me, not straight away, but it's usually the first thing I have once I eat something.
You should try and wait 90 minutes before you have the first coffee of the morning. Just saying.
I do. Chill out, bro.
I think we spoke about that recently.
Yeah, we have multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless there's actually just, I haven't watched it yet, but we've mentioned this YouTube channel before. Let me just, it just was
Is it moredates.com?
No, Wired, and they often have those interviews or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's one that just came up 6 hours ago. James Hoffman answers coffee questions from Twitter. So he's obviously must be a coffee expert or
Never
something.
Heard of him. That's great.
No, neither have I, but
I love coffee. Fucking love coffee.
I mean, it's either that or BuzzFeed that I'm going off. That's
why I get all BuzzFeed. I thought BuzzFeed was dead. I thought they went under.
Maybe it is. Maybe it died with Facebook and the... take this quiz to how good's the metaverse? I love it, bro. It's going to be the best.
You're such a negative person.
Well, it's the biggest.
Everything sucks. Fuck you all. Fuck your instructional. You're a blue belt. Shut up.
Yeah, no, the metaverse. I'm all about it.
All about it. Yeah.
All about the Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
All about him.
I do want to take this opportunity to give a proper plug. If you've made it this far and you haven't submitted a question to the Beyond Jiu-Jitsu podcast yet, now is your chance. You've been waiting for a sign. This is it. Submit a question.
2 weeks away.
It is 2 weeks away. So you got a little bit of time, but get onto it now. Submit your questions. To do so, you can find a link in our bio on Instagram or my bio on my Instagram. Anywhere. It's everywhere. But go directly to our Instagram page, which is @BeyondJujitsu_podcast. So you just type it in, you'll find it. Click the link in our bio and it'll be one of the top things. Submit a question. It's an audio format. Submit your question via audio form. You will play your voice on the show, live on air. We'll play your question and we'll answer your question. You can ask questions about jiu-jitsu moves. You can ask about philosophy, life. You can ask marriage-related things. Adam's married. He'll help you. Marriage
I'll
counseling.
give you useless information.
And anything nutrition, mobility, strength and conditioning, whatever, I'll give it a red hot crack. And yeah, definitely get onto it. Submit your questions. We need them.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us on this treat adventure. If you are interested in the specifics of the recipes, if you're so inclined, just shoot us a message and send you
message
the recipe.
Adam or message Julia. So don't message me.
Yeah, Kieren will just forward it on to me or Julia.
That'll be hilarious.
But yeah, good tasty treats, or just get a Mars bar in you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Submit your questions, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.